The children yearn for the mines, but brother, in my old age, I'm starting to admire the peaceful life of the fields with a nice little cottage. Because of this, I've started admiring the nice chill farming mods, and a big name in this space is Farmer's Delight by CurseForge user Vectorwing. Let's explore this mod and see how it stacks up against the competition. Like most farming mods, you start out by collecting your seeds from the wild. The new wild crops you'll want to get are onion from the plains and forests, rice from jungles and swamps, cabbages from beaches, and tomatoes from savannas and deserts. Additionally, Farmer's Delight adds wild crops for carrots, potatoes, and beets, so you don't have to rely on theft from a village. Once you get all settled in, you'll want to start up your farm in the same normal way, except when it comes to rice. Rice will need to be planted in 1 block deep water, and then it'll grow out of the water by 1 block, where you'll then harvest it. Now that you've conquered the farming aspect, you'll want to move on into cooking your new bountiful gains. To do this, you'll first want to make a stove to act as your heat source and behaves the same as a campfire, but a little stronger. You can take it one step further by creating a cooking pot and a skillet and placing them on a stove to provide heat. They also work on a campfire. Next, I want to take a look at a knife and cutting board combo. A knife is simple to make with just a stick and the resource of your choice, and now it'll give you extra secondary resources whenever you're killing animals, including ham when you kill pigs. When combined with a cutting board, you can take a normal meat and cut it to get extra products, such as taking a pork chop and cutting it into 2 strips of bacon, or lamb to lamb chops. Each meat except rabbit has a secondary meat for this purpose. Most of these secondary meats can be used in substitution for the full product in many of the food recipes. Before we get to that though, we're gonna look at making some dough. With 3 wheat and a bucket of water, you can get yourself 3 dough and your bucket back. Each dough can be used to make a single piece of normal bread, tripling the effectiveness of your wheat. Or you can place it on a cutting board and take a knife to it to get some pasta. Now there are many recipes open to us, but I'm going to make simple pasta and meatballs. But first, I need tomato sauce, which is just 2 tomatoes and a bowl in the cooking pot. Once that's done, I can toss it back into the pot alongside my pasta noodles, ground beef, and another fresh bowl. And after a minute, I get my snazzy pasta with meatballs, which provide the nourishment effect and fill a decent amount of the hunger bar. Next, let's look at shepherd's pie. This is a special feast meal. We'll need to get some milk first, then 3 onions and 2 baked potatoes. Last, we're gonna need to get some cooked mutton. Here I'm gonna use the secondary mutton chops to double the effectiveness of a single piece of mutton. I'm also gonna throw it on the pan to cook pretty quickly. With everything now ready, I'm gonna toss it all in the crafting table along with a bowl. And now I have a snazzy feast that can be placed and chipped away at for some really good effective food. I wanna revisit that knife for a second though. If you take your knife out into the wild and destroy some grasses, you may gather some of this straw, which can be used to make canvas for some fancy rugs. You can also use 2 straw to make some rope, which can be used to create some nets. These nets can block your fall like slime, but slightly less bouncy and a lot more aesthetic. Finally, the new decorative blocks. These are snazzy cabinets in every shade, as well as this new canvas sign in all the wool colors too. One last thing about this mod that I want to mention is all the many expansions available. Mostly unofficial, but fit seamlessly with Farmer's Delight. At one point, I ran the Italian one in my mod pack that adds a pizza peel so that you can smack creepers. Be sure to check out the many expansions, and as always, thank you so much for watching.